Takes that. All right. So are we going to get on your Zoom? I mean, are you able to get on Zoom for the presentation? You're going to do the presentation, Jose? Huh? You're doing a presentation? No. Oh, yeah, I was just talking. So I just got some notes. I'm not gonna share. I can share this email with everyone because I don't want to keep it too long. So just key points about three different things. Okay. But I mean, I can. No, no, no. So what I want you to do is get on because we're gonna have some people on Zoom as well. Oh, good. Cool. So I'm gonna have you get onto the Zoom. Okay. And then so you'll be talking to the people in here as well as the people on Zoom. So I'm gonna give you the Zoom code. Okay.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
Pretty good, how are you?
Here goes Dion.
Good afternoon.
Hey Dion, how you doing?
Good. How y'all doing?
We're doing well. We're getting set up. We have our friends from State Farm. They're finna jump on. Get them on Zoom and we'll get this thing going. So the Zoom ID is six. What's that?
Okay, cool.
Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it. Is that the Wi-Fi
Six.
password at the bottom?
Yeah, that's the Wi-Fi password. Yep. All right, so we're getting set up, Dion. How you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing great. Fantastic.
Love it. There we go. All right, so it's about them coming and them presenting to us and telling us, what they have to share and the relationship that they're looking to build and a little bit about themselves and just talk us through how they can help us grow our businesses and help us perform. So without further ado, I would like to introduce and it's Jose. Jose. I want to
Yeah, that's right.
introduce to you all, Jose. I'm going to mute myself and Jose, take it away.
Perfect. So real quick, can everyone hear me online? Have my, yeah, yeah. Cool. So real quick, I work for Angel Henderson State Farm. I've been with Angel's office for 10 years. I've been doing insurance for going on 16 years next month, August. So 16 years in insurance. But the reason why we came out today is kind of wanting to help our real estate partners, kind of understand where the market is with home insurance. It's been a crazy the last 2.5 years. So we just kind of want to, I don't want to say educate, but just help. We all learn together, because the market is just nuts. You get a good deal on your home, on your new home mortgage rate, and then here comes the home insurance that just kills the deal. $400, $500 a month. It's insane. So I just want to go over some quick notes. Um, what is home insurance? That's number one thing. What is everyone's like, oh, I got insurance, but what does that really mean, right? So just I'll move my phone a little bit. So a breakdown is it's a policy that protects your home and belongings from certain risks like fire, theft, storms, and more. It offers liability coverage, which is very important, just in case someone gets injured on your property. Why it matters in Harris County. I wanted to focus on Harris County, but not just Harris County, also your surrounding areas, Galveston County as well. Um, Harris County includes Houston, surrounding areas. Home insurance is very important here. Why? Severe weather, hurricanes, hailstorms, flooding. If y'all grew up in Houston, y'all know it's crazy out here. It's bipolar weather. High property value. Damage can be expensive to repair. Everything keeps skyrocketing, keeps going up in cost. So it's very important to have home insurance. Flood risk, which many areas in Houston do flood, especially near the bayou and the Gulf. That That's gonna be a separate topic I'm gonna talk about shortly here in a few minutes. That's flood insurance. Just the standard policy. What is the standard home insurance? So it's gonna cover your house. It's gonna cover the house to repair or rebuild your home just in case of a loss. What's a loss? Fire. Fire comes, wrecks the whole thing. You can't live in it. It's gonna repair your house. It's gonna repair outside structures. That's garages, sheds, fences. People don't realize home insurance covers your fence with a smaller deductible. Excuse me. Personal property, that's the stuff inside your home, clothing, furniture, electronics. That's pretty simple. Loss of use is when the house is being repaired. Can't live in it. Can't live in a house that's burnt, right?
Right.
So they're going to pay you to go rent a house, go rent an apartment, live in a hotel. You're going to pay for your expenses. If you're obviously you can't cook at home, so you're going to be ordering Uber Eats more or dining out. Keep those receipts. Your insurance does reimburse you for that.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
My wife don't cook at home. Just
No comment. Yeah, it is recorded. Like I said, no comment. Liability protection covers you if someone sues you for getting hurt on your property. People don't realize that. Like, if I go to your house, it's just door to door. Hey, I'm gonna close your auto insurance. I trip on the way out, break my leg. It was an accident, but I can go back and say, hey, you know what? There was a shoe that blocked my way. I'm gonna sue you, and you're on the hook. Well, if you have home insurance will pay out. Yeah, and then medical payments for minor injuries to guests. Not if you live there, no coverage. If you have a party, yeah, go ahead.
I agree with obviously what you just said there. I was wondering how that is being affected now when it comes to all the Airbnbs, the rentals, the pool parties,
So
etc. How this?
yeah, no, for sure. So that is something that this is a standard home insurance policy. When you start renting out your home, even if it's just a bedroom, that's a whole different ball game.
Right.
Because you have to, in my opinion, you really have to dissect your coverages because nowadays insurance companies don't want to pay for crap.
Right.
That's like they'll make any excuse. They'll come up with whatever not to pay. You know, they'll bring out the policy. They'll bring out the definitions. They'll bring out weather maps. They'll bring out everything. Like, nah, yeah. So that's something that I would recommend doing a deeper dive if you are doing Airbnb or rental property. Because this is standard home insurance. This is the house you live in. You're not renting out.
Separate coverage.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So it's totally,
there is.
yeah, totally separate coverage. Because even if you, I don't want to touch too much on it. So if you rent out your house on this policy and something happens, most likely they'll pay you out. The issue you'll have though is if you're obviously renting the home, you're not going to get rent back. So if the house is being repaired for 2 or 3 months, you're actually going to lose money because they're not going to pay you out your rent. If you have a rental dwelling policy, while the house is being rebuilt, you can recoup your renter's premium for those months. They ask you how much you charge. Like they'll look at your contract, like, hey, I charge my tenants $2,000, $3,000 a month. Cool. They'll pay you. The house is being rebuilt 6 months. They'll pay you those 6 months. That rate. Yeah. So that's why it's very important to really like. I know everyone wants to do a come up like, oh, they don't know, but man, it's just sometimes you gotta talk about those coverages because you don't want to be sneaky and then it costs you in the long run.
So does it make sense? Like, if I'm a homeowner, right, but I'm a landlord as well,
Mhm.
does it make sense to have like a standard homeowner's policy as me being an owner on my home, and then also like a renter's coverage because I have tenants?
Yeah.
Is that
So if, for example, if you live at your house and you rent a room, or you occasionally just rent the entire house, but you still live there, you can add what is called an endorsement, something like, hey, I rent my house. I still live here. This is my main, what do you call it? My main address. But occasionally I'll rent it out, maybe a month or a room, whatever. Yeah, that's cool. Add an endorsement, you're good. But If you don't live there and you rent it out 100% year round, you need a whole new policy.
Okay.
Yeah, it's recommended to get a whole new policy. So real quick, back to stuff that basic home insurance and what doesn't what it does not cover is flood. That's something separate. Most people think it's covered. Water that's burst, like a pipe that burst inside the house, yes, that'll be covered. Water coming from the street inside, that's no coverage. Something we don't have to worry about, but it's not covered, is earthquakes. Obviously, to my knowledge, there's never been an earthquake here in Houston. Normal wear and tear. That was I remember like in the 80s, something blew up somewhere and the ground shook. Yeah. No, for real. It was like a really big explosion, like a gas. Yeah. 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 Mhm. Yeah. We don't want that. Yeah. Yeah. I lived in LA 20 years ago, and that was like normal. I'm freaking out on a little trimmer. I'm like, no, everyone just walk around mine and be like, I couldn't. Yeah, can't do that. Yeah, for sure. One other thing that it does not cover is termites. There's an endorsement for that. For some companies offer that, but the last 8 years, I don't know a company in Texas that will offer termite protection. I mean, it's just one of those things where it's just you have termites, you're kind of out of luck, really. I don't go too deep into some of this stuff. Let's say. So something that affects here price in Harris County home insurance, age and size of the house. So it used to be 20 years and you would still get a good rate. If the house is 20 years old, you still get a good rate. Now that logic is gone. It's really like 10 years in newer now. If you get a house that's 10 years and newer, you'll probably get a good rate. Above that, if you get a new roof and the house is 30 years old, you still can get a good rate. But it's just tough. It's just really tough. Like these things change constantly. Just to educate your clients, they 10 years or newer, you'll get an affordable rate. What's an affordable rate? Depending on location, but you're anywhere from 1,800 to 3,000 per year, and that's average for a $300,000 home. Anything more?
This is good to know because for the people who rehab homes,
Yeah,
like myself, you didn't think the roof was that important,
yeah,
right? But now hearing you understanding that it would help the end buyer.
yeah. No, you get a new roof on a home, that's going to help your insurance.
Yeah.
That's 100%. Yeah.
What about foundation?
Foundation can help, but like these are things that affect the price very minimal. Like if you get a new foundation, you might save $50.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the roof that really is like they look at like, oh, you got a new roof. Okay, cool. We'll give you a better rate.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
I heard what I need to hear.
Yeah. Also depends. Just some things that the client can to help alleviate some cost is your deductibles that they choose. I know banks force certain deductibles, but that's something you can control later down the line if you don't have maybe like a PMI or something like that. And these deductibles can be changed. That's something that you control, so you can kind of control your premium. I have 1% all peril, meaning anything except a hurricane, I pay 1%. That's a fire, vandalism. I like that low. I'm also a little gambler. My hurricane deductible is 5%. So I'll be watching the news constantly if I see, a hurricane brewing, because that means I'll be on the hook for 5%, but I keep my premium low throughout the year. So it's something like pros and cons, hopefully nothing happens, but if it does, I had to pay 5% of the value of my house. So go ahead.
Are you able to change that throughout the year?
No comment. No comment. But Yes, I won't comment on myself, but yes, you can.
Okay.
Yeah, State Farm allows you to change. And look, I do educate some of my clients like, hey, non-hurricane season, bump it up. It's fine. Hurricane season, bump it down.
Yeah.
Okay. But just remember, if your mortgage pays, they're going to be sending money, and then it might affect you on your escrow and all that. So just make sure they're aware, like, hey, it's down now, but if you lower your deductibles, your mortgage is going to pay us, so that might increase your monthly payment. All right. So that's a gist of home insurance. I don't want to too much everyone's time, so I'm gonna run through the. No, you're good, man. I already got people calling me. Yeah. So, and that's the last thing I want to touch on. Another thing I want to touch briefly on is flood insurance. So home insurance will not cover flood insurance. I remember if it's water coming from inside the home, like a busted pipe, something like that, yes, your home insurance will cover. Flood insurance needs to be water coming from the street inside. That'll cover that. Harris County, obviously, if you live here, you know it just takes 30 minutes and it's over. It's flooded quick. So it's very important to, I feel like, educate our clients. I mean, I hate saying, and I get it. I have a lot of real estate friends. I mean, I've been doing this a long time. I hate saying oh, you're not in a flood area. You don't want to scare people, right?
Yeah.
But just small education, like Houston, the whole city floods, right? It just levels of where you're at. That's it. And that being said, it's just like if you live 45 South, yes, you get flood insurance. It's going to be expensive, right? It's going to be up there. It's going to be $2,000-3,000 a year. But if you live in the Cypress or Katy or Fulshire, you can get rates for $400 a year. It's just still good to have. You never know. I mean, I got paranoid with the whole Harvey and the dam. I lived on Bell 8 and I-10 at that time, and my street was the only street that didn't get flooded. Yeah, when they released the dam, everything got flooded, but my street was like 6 people that lived in. It was just, I don't know how that happened, but we did not get flooded. Ever since then, I've just been like, I need flood insurance. It's super paranoid. So outside of that, flood insurance, real quick, it comes through FEMA. We'll be able to service flood policies. There is no monthly payments. It is a one-time payment. You can use your mortgage company to make the payment, either at closing or after 1 year of living there. You have to submit the documents to them and they'll pay it for you. Just another thing about flood, the highest amount it covers is $250,000. It doesn't matter if your house is worth $500,000, $600,000. They are only going to pay out $250,000. The assumption is the flood's only going to damage the first floor, right? If you have a big house, it's hopefully not going to the second floor. So as you think about the damage that's going to cause to the first floor, remember too, same with home insurance, they don't cover land. It's only the structure. And one last thing I want to touch on, which I feel like is very important. It's called the mortgage protection policy, aka this is the cliche word. I mean, excuse me, this is the word that scared everyone, life insurance. But I like to say it's mortgage protection. Something that when you buy a home, you guys know this, your clients have to do so much paperwork, so much just to get approved, income verification, the whole works, right? So a lot of people, they squeeze in, right? We got it. We got our dream house. We barely made it, but they made it. But what happens if a partner or whoever passes away, the breadwinner? Now that other person is going to lose that house. That dream is over, right? So that's something we offer is mortgage protection. What is mortgage protection? It's basically setting up a small policy for 30 years, the same amount of the contract of the house. Whatever the house is worth, $300,000, get a policy on yourself for $300,000, lock it in, pay it monthly. It's going to be 40, $50 a month. God forbid something happens, but if it does, your family will be able to live in that dream home that you guys fought for and did everything. Excuse me, fought for to get in, and it's just like that. The reason I'm really kind of passionate about this is kind of like I've seen this happen. Um, it follows the person, yes.
Okay.
It follows the person. What can follow the house is flood insurance. So if I have flood insurance and I'm grandfathered in, I can actually sell that to you, or not sell it. I can transfer it to you if you buy my house, which is a plus because instead of getting a new rate, you can get the grandfather policy that I have, which is really good.
Okay.
But yeah, the mortgage protection follows that person because most likely they would have to do, depending on age, they would have to do a physical, and with that, yeah, it'll just follow you around. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
Is that like what kind of policy is that?
So it's a life insurance policy.
Is it like whole life or like?
It's a term.
Oh, okay.
Term.
What's
The reason,
age on it?
So it's a term.
yeah, it's a term policy. What was the question? Sorry.
What's the age limit that you can't get this insurance? Is it an age limit?
83 years old. Yeah.
What was the question? I'm sorry.
Oh, age limit of
Oh.
yeah, the cutoff is 83. Highly recommended to new home buyers, 35, 36 and down. I mean, even 40 is fine, but yeah, up in age, I think by 60, by 62, 63, it's not really, it depends on people's budget, but it's no longer $50. It's going to be like maybe $200 a month after 62, 63. And what were we saying? Sorry. See, the reason why whole life is good policies.
I don't really like whole life. I was asking like for term, that was just my opinion.
Yeah.
But for the term, this one that
Yeah.
we're talking about, it's like a standard like 30-year.
Yeah.
So you're kind of getting double coverage, like my home insurance, and then say you get the mortgage protection, term life insurance. Like
So
your mortgage is included.
yeah,
That's what you're saying.
home insurance is going to cover the house,
Right.
right? If someone passes away, the bank still wants their money.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's what you're okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So the mortgage protection pays off the bank.
That's
Yeah,
It's
pays off.
covering the people
Yeah.
in a sense. Okay.
Mhm.
As far as the term, you normally get 3 times the amount of what the home is worth.
You can actually, the reason I do 3 times, it's just I do the value, but at the end of the day, that person can make that decision right then and there, like, hey, look, I actually need more coverage.
Yeah.
And that's a good question because that's one of the few times when a person buys a house, you're really putting all their financials on the table and looking at like, hey, what's your worth? What can you afford? That's a great time to like, hey, I'm actually worth more than I thought. Maybe I need a little more coverage. Yeah.
All right. And this is a term policy, not a whole life.
Yeah, it's a term policy. Mhm. And the only reason why, the only reason I feel like a term is beneficial for a new home buyer is because you want to keep costs down too, right? You just got into this new house, you spend a lot of money. A whole life for, just an example, a whole life for 300,000. That's not going to be $50. That's going to be $300-400 a month. Yeah. Regardless of, even if you're 30 years old, that's going to be maybe $250 a month. That's a commitment.
Can it stand alone?
Yeah.
Or does it have to be?
No, it can stand alone. Yeah. These are standalone policies. But it's for me, it's just like it's a nice way to like make someone understand the value of life insurance. Like, because life insurance is a tough sell. It's a tough sell. But when someone is presented with something like, hey, you just bought a house or your family or, or whoever. It's a good opportunity to make sure you're protecting that thing. Yeah.
I used to sell life insurance, and one of the most challenging thing was helping people think past right now.
Yeah, of course. That it is.
I used to work for New York Life.
And so helping people buy a house, sell a house, they can see it because it's
Yeah.
tangible.
Yeah, of course.
They don't see death until it's
No, of course. Of course.
Use theirs. Sad swords.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's
I
sad.
think it's too, like, I see a lot now, people are trying to like make money off their life
Yeah,
insurance policy,
yeah.
and I'm like, we're not trying to get rich off debt, like, we're trying to live. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I feel
yeah.
like life insurance is a place to like protect you once you're gone, not to like utilize while
Yeah,
you're, you know, because
of course.
that's why I feel like whole life is counterproductive, because I'm like, pull up your policy, your family never receives that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're basically loaning against yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember there's a point in time, I was too young. I was like 14. But when my parents bought their first house in 93, one of the first questions that was asked was like, how much life insurance do you have
Yeah.
from the mortgage company? And my dad was like, what? Why? Yeah, like what is that?
Yeah.
And come to find out, we found out later, it's because that's a quick way to kind of assess how much you're worth. Like, oh, okay. Well, you got $1 million deposit, so you must be able to afford close to $1 million home.
Mhm.
That was the assumption, 30 years ago, but that's something that I was kind of like, what? Yeah,
But you could use that. I mean, like telling a personal story, like my mom had got a whole life policy on me when I was born.
yeah,
So and it lasted for 18 whatever years. She handed it over, we kept up the payments.
yeah,
But it had built up enough cash in the policy that we could use that for the down payment.
yeah.
So
So
But did that policy like charge you like fees and for you to pull that? Because I've seen that in my parents' policy. You really
The-
great. Like, okay,
there's
cash value was going up, right? But whenever you decide to pull from it, it's basically like a loan inside your policy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like the death benefit would never pay out because they pull from that cash value.
it depends. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not gonna pull all your cash back. Like it only gives you a certain amount.
yeah, because if you pull all the cash value, the policy terminates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but
Yeah.
even if I want to just take out
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, life card right now, when you pull out.
So
Yeah.
no. Yeah, you are. So the simplest thing is if you do take out your cash value, pay it off in 1 year. Because after that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Because you get the lowest interest that first year.
That first year.
Yeah. After that, it becomes like, I
Yeah.
hate to say it, but almost mission impossible to pay
Yeah.
it back because every year it increases. So that first year, let's just say it's 2%. Year 2, 10%.
Yeah.
Year 3, 10.5. Year 4 is 12. So if you just kind of move on, 5 years later, I've had these conversations where like, hey, I took a loan out 20 years ago. Why am I still paying it? And then I'm scared to look what the interest is. Yeah. I'm like, and they get mad because it's like, hey, I took a loan out for $1,000. Yeah, well, your interest rate is 20% on that 1,000, so you're paying, $700 on this thing.
Yeah.
Like,
And then those premium payments go towards the loan
Yeah,
before it goes.
of course. And then because they're like, where's my cash flow? They're like,
Yeah.
well, your cash flow is really nothing. Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. And that's something like I would prefer more deep dive conversations and just let people know that, hey, your first year, think of it like one of those credit cards that with no APR,
Yeah,
whatever deal, 18 months, that's the same thing.
just do that.
Just
Yeah.
charge it up, pay it off at the end. If not, it's just gonna hurt you.
Yeah.
All right, so I have a question.
Yeah.
And everybody's aware, like the last couple of years, insurance has just kind of exponentially increased. Is there any talk? Do y'all hear any talk in you all's industry about any kind of insurance reform or anything?
We've heard talks. So just to touch base on that, we're actually going through a major overhaul in the next 2 months. State Farm is the biggest insurance in this company. So what they do, people follow. So we're actually, and I hate to say this, AI is like the sexy coin term right now, right? So they're integrating AI into State Farm and how rates are going to be handled. Yeah. It's just one of the things like I wish I know more, but in the next 2 or 3 months we're going to be learning. There's also been yeah, I don't even know how it's work. But one thing I know, they are, you know how it is with government. There's talks where state may have to get involved with insurance because we're at a point where we're almost like Florida. Like what I mean by that is like I lived in Florida for a while too. Home insurance in Florida for $150 a house, 15 grand a year. Like it's insane. Like $1,000 a month for $150. It's just
I have a
yeah. So
question.
yeah, go ahead.
I thought, I have people that I know that I was under the impression that State Farm pulled out of homeowners insurance or mortgage insurance in the state of Texas. Are you guys back doing that now?
So they kept that a secret, which was very annoying because at that time, yeah. So her question was, she was under the impression that State Farm pulled out of Texas. They didn't pull out of Texas. They pulled out of Harris County. So at the time,
That is Texas.
yeah, basically. So I think just kind of give you a quick recap. What was happening was the California fires, right? State Farm got a bad rep for that. Uh, I don't know the whole story, but it was not a good look. So while that was happening, they were about to actually they needed to leave Harris County. They needed to stop doing business in Harris County. But they didn't make an announcement. They just did it. So November. Yeah, no, really, they locked us out the system, like just blindsided everybody. It was August 15th, 2023, or November 15th, it was in late 2023. They stopped. They wouldn't do any new business, and that hurt a lot of State Farm agents, but they were losing so much money here in Harris County. Harris County, it's crazy. Texas brings in so much money for State Farm, and Harris County was just sinking the boat. They had to stop it. So they stopped it for about a year and 4 months, and they started again. So we've been open in a sense since the beginning of this year.
So
Yeah, and sorry, and also it's just so many stipulations now. It wasn't like how it was 2 years ago. It was obviously if you get a State Farm quote now, it's probably gonna be crazy.
so
Yeah. Yeah, if it's a new house, we will be competitive. If it's under 10 years, I promise you we'll be competitive. If it's older than 10 years, please have a new one.
what caused them to leave? What was causing them for Harris County to?
So
Sorry, you said Harris County is
Yeah.
Texas.
Yeah.
Any claims?
so
But I'm saying why? What claims?
So was that?
Was that
So this is the thing, man. Like I've been with State Farm for a minute, so I know. So they can't charge a person for her hurricane because it's not your fault. You didn't create the hurricane. It just happened to come.
Yeah.
So we have to go back 10 years. 2015, and I don't know the name of these floods, but it was tax flood, memorial, or these two. So it's flood. Yeah, it was flood 2015.
Tax, then Memorial Day.
Yeah, and then 2016, and then the big boy, Harvey. Obviously, they were set to raise prices, but then we got hit back to back summers, and then Harvey came. They can't. That was all over the. Yeah, that's everybody. That's all over the news throughout the country. So they can't be like, hey, we got to raise rates. So they kept them low to keep a good face. And then the year they wanted to start increasing rates, which is about 2 years later. What happened 2 years after Harvey, give or take? Yeah, pandemic. So the year they're like, money's coming in. Oh wait, no, money not coming. Yeah. And what State Farm ended up doing is they took another hit and actually lowered rates for 25% for about 2 years. So they've been trying to recoup money from 2015 up to about 2022. Finally, like, hey, we gotta do something. We're losing way too much money. So that's when they started. That's when they decided to close Harris County Home Insurance, and they spiked up rates. So this is money they've been trying to collect since 2015.
And a pivot.
Yeah, they had to do something. And I
See,
mean,
hearing the story and the reason why,
yeah,
every business person, logic business person, can understand making a pivot move to save the company.
of course,
Right? The shareholders, right?
yeah, of course,
So I get it.
yeah, and then that's something that I mean, like me and Angel, we like to educate everyone. I know State Farm doesn't like us to say that, but that's the truth.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it like, oh, inflation.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's like, okay, that's like that's the easiest answer, right? Like the easiest thing to say, no.
Everything goes up.
Yeah, of course. Everything going up, we're going up. No, but it's they've been trying to recoup losses in 2015. And remember the freeze also hit us. So it's just pandemic, it just pandemic, Harvey, and the freeze was like the freeze was what broke the camel's back. Like,
You know, the crazy thing, the pandemic was great for us as agents.
it was great for us buyers. I bought my house.
Yeah,
And
it was.
I'm never selling that thing with that rate. No.
So it was amazing that some people, like the insurance company, it wasn't great for them.
Yeah,
It was great
yeah,
for everyone else.
yeah,
It
of
was
course.
selling the product.
Of course.
You can sneeze and sell a house back
Yeah.
then.
No. You telling me, man.
Now you gotta be no,
Yeah.
you actually gotta have some skills right now. You gotta know what you're doing right
Yeah. No.
No, mine's ready. So, if I understand the purpose of State Farm overall insurance is to bring back said community
Mhm.
back to life versus leaving it ruined.
Yeah.
But if you, so now you're having folks not able to even afford that.
Yeah.
So, what is the end game to insurance like this? Make money.
Yeah, that's
Like,
true.
Like, because there's the aspect, like you're paying at least something,
Correct. So
and then once you go and try and recoup, you're fighting for the right thing. Like
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
understand. Like that's the pain of it all.
yeah, no, I get that. So in the next couple months, what they're going to do is they're going to change it up where it's truly going to be tethered to the individual. Right now, we're all putting a pool. We're all putting a pool. We all hold our weight. Now they're going to go to where it's like, hey, this is you. This is you. No tickets, no accidents, no claims. So you're gonna get a good rate.
Yes.
Yeah. They're gonna get away from discounts. They actually gonna because right now discounts are maxed out at 20%. They don't care no more. The more you buy, the better rate you get. The more stuff you get, the better rate. Everything will be stacked up. I wouldn't want to say this because I know this is a recording, but we can talk when the recording stops. Yeah. No, just to kind of give you like everyone here like some really good tips.
Money off insurance, like
Yeah.
a car, it's like life, like anything else. I feel like insurance is like to protect, not to leverage. Like I don't see the point of trying to, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because there's other ways to leverage.
Yeah, for sure.
Because we get back shareholders, like investing.
But if
You're
you
actually
want,
getting a return.
you have access. You can start the recording.
Oh yeah, we can stop the recording tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. 'Cause
Yeah.
well, anyways, yeah. Any other good questions? Any?
No, that was good.
Yeah. Did anyone online have any questions?
No one online?
Cool.
Everybody good? We got all the
Yeah.
questions answered? All right, man. Well, look, go ahead and do the last quick introduction. You know, if anybody has some insurance needs, why they should.
Yeah. No. For sure. Appreciate that. We've been in business 10 years. I've been doing it 16 years. I love to educate people. I love to educate people on why you need insurance and how it can help you in the long run. And something we'll talk about once the calls stop being recorded, but for sure. Hit me up. I'm leaving some business cards up here. I like helping, period. You don't even have to buy from me. I'm a talker. Cool. Appreciate everyone here.
Okay, well, just quickly, I probably can't speak, but hi everyone. I work with Angel as well, as a marketing coordinator. So I was able to work with Ms. Shay, who's not in today, to coordinate this. But we also wanted to this also be engagement. We know that you're going to be hosting open houses, maybe home buyer classes, anything like that. We are here to assist and to partner with you with that. And also, I know one thing we didn't touch on today as well is that we're very big on renters insurance. So even if you have someone who's entering into a property, apartment complex, and everything like that, we really try to educate our clients on the importance of getting renters insurance outside of the complex because their insurance is liability compared to them getting possibly the same rate or cheaper, which covers them as well as the complex. So it was great being here with you all today. Y'all are fantastic, and we hope that this is not the last time.
Thank you, guys.
So we are so grateful to have them here today to provide lunch to kind of just start us off. We were going to do a kind of a second part to this talk. Originally, I was going to do our town hall meeting today, but I've decided to push that back to August 6th. So y'all save that date. It's going to be an amazing time. We're revisioning how we're doing our town hall meeting. We're revisioning how we're doing our town hall meeting. And yeah, turn your volume down. And then let's see. Hold on, guys. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Turn it off?
Oh, yeah. Okay, all right. So if you're oh yeah, so August 6th, make sure you save the date. We're revisioning our town hall meeting, and we're going to be really recognizing a lot of people. I'm going to be pulling people in to help participate, hear some new voices, just to really get everybody energized to close the year out strong for our second season of programming. So again, that's going to be August 6th. But with that being said, one of the things that I was going to talk about today as well just kind of had to do with, like, we hear about leads, we hear about generating leads, attracting business, and we also hear about something like real estate being a pipeline business. But I do feel like there may be a disconnect across the board as far as what people really truly understand around what it takes to make money in real estate and what it takes to truly convert leads and the whole conversion piece. So we're just going to utilize a little bit of time today to have that discussion in conjunction with our friends here at State Farm. So we're going to kind of move into the second part of things. This is an open dialogue. We have a lot of individuals, whether here in the office, but also here on Zoom, that have a different levels of expertise. So especially if you're a brand new agent in this business, I really want you to take advantage of the brain trust that is here, that I can clearly see is here. As far as you are asking questions, if you see as we're talking through some things and you're kind of recognizing, like, you know what, that has been my challenge. Learn more, like use this as an opportunity to learn more for those that, have kind of cracked the code when it comes to nurturing leads and moving their business to the next level. So with that being said, I'm gonna start off. One of the things that I've really been pushing towards here in 2025 is getting people to understand the basics of business, right? I feel like one of the biggest gaps in real estate that we're seeing, and again, this is my opinion. So this is just me being in real estate for the last 20 years, being a broker for 18 years, having agents all that time, holding agencies' licenses, working with coaching and mentoring. And, I've just had I've had a lot of agents cross my path over my tenure here in real estate and continue to do. And just one of the things that I've landed on as far as where I feel like the disconnect is with agents is that we don't understand business, right? So when you go to real estate school, they teach you real estate. They teach you the theory of real estate. They teach you the licensing act. They teach you the documents. They teach you the contracts. They teach you, the terminology, but they don't teach you business, right? And even when you think about the associations, like the Houston Association of Realtors, Texas Realtors, NAR, like they don't really. And you think of the CE classes or the developmental classes that are offered, that these associations offer. Rarely do you hear a business 101. Like everything's always tied to real estate, right? And understanding real estate. But if you don't understand business, then you understanding real estate is not going to do you any good. So one of the things that I've really been working on this year is laying the foundation with our agents, this foundation of understanding just core business principles, right? And then help you all relate them to real estate, right? So today I said, okay, we're going to talk about leads. We're going to talk about nurturing leads. But where does that fit when it comes to any business, right? So I always start off with these 5 buckets, and I've been using these 5 buckets as the playground with all of my coaching and all of my training since the beginning of the year, right? And the reason that I landed on these 5 buckets is because and some of my new agents are on it I've been coaching with, when they come to me, it helps me get them focused, right? Because what I can tell them is, or I can ask them the question, well, how many leads do you have? Well, I don't have any leads. All right, well, you don't have any leads. So the only thing that matters on this visual is the first bucket. That's the only thing that matters, right? We ain't got to worry about the other ones. It's a reason that I made the first 3 buckets red and I blacked out the other ones. The reason I did that is because if you have, as a real estate agent, if you haven't mastered marketing, sales, and operations, then you ain't gonna make no money. So you ain't got to worry about that bucket. Right. If you ain't got no money, you ain't got, right? And if you ain't got no money, you can't pay nobody, so you ain't got to worry about that bucket either, to help you scale and leverage. So it's here to help get people focused. Everyone's laughing because I'll be on it. Right? So core business principles, right? So even in our talk today, when I'm talking about leads, I'm talking about this second bucket, right? One of the things that I've really been saying lately is, this is what I've been asking the agents, and I'm going to pose it to the room, right? I've been saying, okay, who belongs in what bucket, right? Who belongs in what bucket? So Evan knows the answer because he didn't got it wrong like 10 times. So he's an expert at it. So I'm not going to let Evans answer it first. But when I say who belongs in which bucket, I'm going to say these are the 3 people. I'm gonna give you a lifeline, right? So leads, that's one, right? They belong in a bucket. Clients, they belong in a bucket. And then the whole world belongs in a bucket, right? So between leads, clients, and the whole world, where would you put those people in these 3 buckets? Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so I'll put clients in bucket number 1.
Okay, so she puts client.
The whole world in bucket number 1.
All right, the whole world in bucket number 1.
Leads in number 2.
Leads is in number 2.
And 3 for clients.
3 in client. Come on, y'all, give up. So now, she don't even have to know real estate.
Yeah.
You know why? Because that's a core business principle. So whether you selling real estate, whether you selling insurance, whether you selling widgets, whether you selling pens, it don't matter. Like every business, they have to do marketing and prospecting because that's how they attract business. So the whole world is in that bucket. And in each one of these buckets, there are certain activities that you do in these buckets with these people that are in there, right? So the whole world's in bucket number 1. All right, bucket number 2, that's leads. So you've attracted the people. Somebody's raised their hand and said, hey, I'm interested. I have this need. I have the desire. I want to learn more. Give me more, right? That's a lead. Well, that goes in the second bucket, and there are particular activities that you do for those individuals that are in the second bucket, right? And in the third bucket, and this is one of the problems with realtors, we try to put everybody in the third bucket. Everybody. We do the activities. There are particular activities that you do in the third bucket for your clients but you want to do them for everybody, right? Say, am I lying? Am I lying online? Am I lying? Y'all know I'm not lying. Y'all wanted to put everybody in the operations bucket. Y'all doing client level service for the whole world, right? And wondering why your fourth bucket is black. It ain't gonna work, right? No business does that, right? For State Farm to deliver on a service to someone, there's something that person has to do for State Farm before they do it, right? There's some level of commitment. Now, for us, most of the time, the commitment is shown through paying, transacting some level of currency, right? But I don't know many attorneys, man. I mean, yeah, matter of fact, attorneys have a term for it. They call it pro bono, right? But if an attorney's not doing it pro bono, what he done? You got to commit. You got to pay a retainer. You got to sign some document. You got to do something before they hire you. I mean, before they service you as a client, right? Well, realtors, we tend not to do that. We tend to, and so there's a disconnect. So the problem is that we don't understand which buckets people go in. And then on top of that, what that means is certain activities that should only be done to certain people in certain buckets, we're doing those activities for people that are in the wrong bucket. And it's just a disconnect with how we do business, right? Which prompted again what we're going to talk about today, and I'm going to show you some of the tools that we use in that second bucket. Sales, when you get the leads, what can you do or what should you be doing to help enhance your ability to convert them into clients? So that's what this talk is about. Because ultimately, when the people are in the second bucket, the goal is to get them to the third bucket. We got to get them to the third bucket. Now, the work and the activity, a lot of the work and the activity happens in that second bucket, but we got to make sure from a conversion standpoint that we get them to the third bucket, because we can't get paid until we get through that bucket. So that's the operations bucket. Again, I've done a lot of classes and I've done a lot of talks that dealt with marketing and prospecting. We've done that. We got a lot of stuff that we've talked about, right? I really haven't done a lot when it comes to sales. And in my opinion, I think most realtors don't know the difference between marketing and sales. Again, I'm gonna pose that to the group. What's the difference? What's the difference between marketing and sales?
Marketing is attracting.
You're cheating.
Oh.
You can't
Oh.
say it. So I have to put a gag order on my Brooks and Davis signature team members because they get this every day.
Okay, I was gonna agree with that, though. I feel like marketing is to like attract and kind of just attract the people, but the
Okay.
sale is to like hook them, like close them, like
What does that mean? Close them.
get them to commit to whatever you are having to offer, whatever their goal is. Like get them to commit, then get them into operations, because now you're in motion, you're in the system.
Okay, good. Yes. So marketing is to attract them, attract the business, right? Because what I found is a lot of realtors believe just because a person says, hey, I want to buy a house, that they're also saying, I want to use you to buy the house. And that ain't what they said. The person said, oh, hey, we'll use Evans as an example. Evans reached out to me yesterday. And Evans was like, I got my first seller. And I was like, oh, tell me more. Tell me more, Evans, you got your first seller, right? Right? Tell me more. He was like, yeah, so, we in the gym, this and that. I said, okay, bet. So he signed a listing agreement. It was like, nah. I was like, well, you ain't got your first seller. You got to leave, brother. Right? Just because that man told you he want to sell his house, don't mean that he's saying that he want to use you to sell his house. But again, a lot of agents, boom, that's the first connection they make. Oh, they got a need. That means they're gonna use me. And then that's why they start, like, they assume they're my client. They assume it, and then they start treating them like that through operations. And then that's when it all goes downhill, when they go use somebody else. When you didn't invest all this time and this energy and this effort, and then your name ain't on the contract when they submit it. Then you wondering what's going on, right? It's because you didn't have a buyer, you didn't have a seller, you had a lead. But you didn't know how to nurture it. right? So that's the difference between marketing and sales. Marketing is you attract it. So Evans did the work to attract somebody to say, hey, I have a need. I want to sell my house. So he did the work. Now he got that lead. Now that lead is in the second bucket. So now what do you do with that person in that bucket to get them to a point to where they will hire you? Right? So it's about convincing them to hire you, to move forward. Right?
So yeah, what would you advise in that second bucket to get them to commit? Like just be direct, like offer them something of value and then pose your question, or like
Look at you. Look
Yeah.
at you trying to put but look at you pushing me through my presentation. All right,
Okay.
so look, Alasia asked an excellent question, right? Which is why we're here today and what we're going to talk about with the rest of the day. So does anybody else have any questions before I kind of move into the second thing? So now we're going to move into what do you do in this second bucket? Like, what do you do with these leads, and kind of what do we do with these leads to help enhance the opportunity to convert them into somebody? So does anybody have any questions before I kind of move into that? And I'm monitoring the chat too. Okay, so I don't see any questions. Everybody's good. Come on, Zoom people. Y'all unmute yourselves. Let me know that y'all still breathing.
I'm alive.
All right, there we go. Kevin, he'll wait. All right, let's see. Y'all alive?
I'm here.
All right, there we go. Laverne there.
This great family, thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you.
Okay, good deal. Let's see, I'm checking my chat. All right, Dion here. All right, cool. So now let's talk about these. Let's talk about what do we do in the nurturing piece. All right, so I've already touched upon it. The goal of the sales bucket, the end game that you're trying to go with the people that are in this bucket is to get them to the next bucket, right? So now, $1 million question. Can you truly control that? Like, can you truly control somebody picking you? You can't control it. All right, but what can you control when it comes to that? You can't control them picking you. Like, you can't control the decision, right? But what can you control as it relates to their decision?
convert the value you offer.
You keep using that word.
Yeah, because I just feel like it sets you apart. Like
Value.
yeah.
Yeah, I got something that's more powerful in that word,
Okay.
but I'm gonna hit you with it.
Okay.
Right? But you keep saying value. And but you and me, we were, and for most agents, we feel like value is the differentiator. We feel like that's the thing that will put you over the top when others see you as valuable, right? I used to think that. I don't think that no more. So I read a book. Actually, we're going to do a book study on it, and I would encourage all of you all to go get this book. It's called The Full Fee Agent, right? Full Fee. The Full Fee Agent, right? What's his name? Chris Voss
And Steve.
and Steve Shull. So Full Fee Agent, Chris Voss and Steve Shull. I read this book and it ain't thick. It's not a big book, but it was so powerful to me that I was like, nah, I gotta sit with my team and we got to go through this book because it was a complete mindset shift. As it related to this book, and he addresses this whole value thing and this kind of thing that we land on. So this is new for me. Like I was with you. If we'd had this conversation maybe 6 months ago or 4 months, I'm with you. But now it's different. Okay. So it's freeing. Look at Margaret. You can see, don't you see the freedom in Margaret's face?
Yeah.
Margaret, 19-year veteran, and she's like,
Free. Yeah.
now I get it. Okay. So it's okay. So the point of the sale, we can't control it, but what can we control as it relates to what they decide, as it relates to their decision? What can we control? What do you think? Starts with an I. Not intention, not information. Influence.
Okay.
Right. You can't control the decision, but you
Right.
can influence the decision.
Okay.
All right. So now all right. So the next $1 million question is that if I can't control if they say yes or no, one of the things that's really freeing is then stop taking it personally when they say no.
Oh yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like stop. If a person that you've been nurturing, like they have not, and remember, we're talking about people that have not signed paperwork, right? They have not signed a buyer's rep. They have not signed a listing agreement. So they are not your client, no matter what they say, no matter what they're doing, any of that. If they have not signed paperwork, they are not your client. Okay, so that means you run the risk that they go work with somebody else. Period. Point blank. Laverne. Yes, ma'am, Laverne.
Yeah, I wanted to say something
Questions.
because well, I have kind of a comment onto what you're saying because I'm waiting on a client to get here late, 10 minutes late, but I'm glad I made it before them. But anyway, I just wanted to say when you talk about influence, and I hope Evans don't mind if I use him as an example, because I think I probably talked to Evans probably for a year before you actually signed on with Brooks and Davis. So that just reminds me when we're talking to people that we just have to keep dripping on them, touching on them, whatever we have to do. We just have to stay in contact with them to get them to that point of signing an agreement. Because I know when you
Gotta
talk
stay
about
with.
influence is staying in their ear, showing them something. I was
Yeah,
telling somebody just this morning, when we look at TV and TV, movies and all of that, we have to watch commercials every 15, 30 minutes. So look, I'm a commercial. I'm going to be talking to you until you make a decision one way or the other. I just want to say that. Thanks.
absolutely. Absolutely. That's definitely a great perspective. So what Laverne is saying that Evans was in the Brooks and Davis sales bucket for months before we converted him, right? But guess what? It's the same thing with people. So stop thinking that people are going to hire you tomorrow. It's a process and it's a psychological process, right? So the first thing we got to accept when we're talking about the sales bucket is we got to accept influence. What you're looking to do in this bucket, when you get somebody and they say, I'm interested in buying a house, right? And that includes your apartment people, that includes your rentals, right? Apartment people, renters, those are future buyers, right? So those are leads, right? Those are buyer leads. You need to be able to place them even if you help them with the apartment, even if you help them with the rental house, you got to understand that's not the end of it. Like this is a means where you're really trying to get them is to buying a house. So they're gonna stay in your sales bucket for the duration of until that happens, right? And while everybody's in that sales bucket, what you're wanting to do as a professional is that you want to influence them. You're looking to build influence, right? So now, how do you do that? My girl Alasia keep throwing value at us, right? She keep throwing value at us. How many of y'all feel like value is the way we do it? Like while we're engaging with these people, and also keep in mind who knows what the timeline is. Is there a particular timeline that leads are supposed to stay in the sales bucket until you get them to operations, until they make a decision? Like, is there a standard timeline? Alasia says no. Does anybody feel like there's a standard timeline? Like, hey, this person's I've been nurturing this person for 6 months, or I've been nurturing this person for 12 months. I don't need to nurture them no more. Anybody feel like there's a timeline? No, nobody feels like there's a timeline. Really? Because I feel like it's like pulling teeth. Y'all keep it up with these people.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
circle.
hey, y'all don't feel that? Because, man, when I say, look, it may be 18 months for this person turn into something, y'all like, oh, man, nah, Nick, they not serious. That's what y'all say.
Yeah.
Oh, this person ain't serious. This person ain't talking about nothing. I need to find me somebody that's serious. Yeah, this person said they want to buy, but they not serious. What you mean? You can't see if somebody's serious. Serious is a part of the heart. Like,
Mhm.
if a person's serious with something, that's an internal something, right? And I don't know about you, I don't have them kind of capabilities to look on the inside of people. So you don't know if somebody's serious. And this is what I always say: serious and afraid, the behaviors look alike. Serious or not serious and ignorant. I'm gonna say ignorant, not because you're dumb, but just ignorant to the process, don't understand, need to be educated. Those behaviors look alike, right? So most people that you're saying is not serious is they need to be educated. Most people that you're saying is not serious is there's some fear
Yeah.
that's going on. And if you as a real estate professional would step up, then you could help that person get past that, right? A lot of real estate agents don't understand it. That's a part of your job description, is to get people ready. I'm looking for some leads that are ready. No, you ain't. No, you got to make the leads ready. That's your job. as a real estate professional, right? So a lot of those things is what's going to be happening in the second bucket. Like you're going to be helping people get ready. You're going to be help educating people. You're going to help inspire, because that's how you deal with fear. You're going to help inspire people to move to the next direction, right? So before I throw tools at you and before I throw techniques and all that stuff, I need you to have the right mindset in this bucket, right? I need you to understand in this bucket, this is the true intention is to put myself in a position of influence in this person's life. That's what I want to do. Put myself in a position of influence. All right. Now, do I do that with value? Do I do that with showing them this person that I'm the smartest real estate agent? I got the best resources. I got this huge track record of all these people that I didn't help. Like, is that how you position yourself as a person of influence in somebody's life? What do you think? Because that's value, right, Laser?
I think that's an option.
But is that value?
That's kind of bringing your people skills, like
Okay.
be more personable. Because some people, the value could just be like, "Hey, how your mama doing?" Like, you know. And then other people who are like, "Hey, I need the numbers, I need the logistics, I need this. Like, you should know how to approach." And I think like to be a good salesperson, you kind of need to be multifaceted in that way to like touch people how they need to be touched, where it's like impactful, you know?
Absolutely. Right. And you're trying to get there, but you just haven't hit it, because that everything that you just said can be summed up in one word, but you ain't hit that word. Well, I ain't gonna tell you yet. We're gonna arrive to the word together. We're gonna arrive, but we're still at value, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the question on the table is that how you position yourself as a person of influence in people's lives, getting them to see you that you're valued, that I'm the best. Because think about it, okay, so Lacey says, yeah, because think about it. When we think about how we've been trained in this business, that's how we're trained. When you go on these listing presentations, show them all the houses that you sold, show them your market knowledge, show them, all your awards, show them all the classes that you've taken. Like, that's what you're doing. You're showing them that I'm good. I'm good at what I do, and that's why you should pick me. I'm the best decision, right? So she says value. Does anybody else have a counter thought other than value, or does everybody agree? Like, that's the way you do it. Like, you show them how good you are and what you've done in your track record.
On the fence.
You on the fence?
Other word.
Hey, Alicia's like, I know there's another word that exists, so I'm not gonna commit to it. Anybody else? Listen, I've been in it 20 years, so I know how they're conditioning us. You're being real estate wise, you're being socialized to that's how you convince people to hire you and do business with you by doing that. I know that's how you're being socialized. The question is, does it work?
What's that part?
So here's the part, and this is why you can't leave, bro.
Yeah, I know.
You got to stay in here because we got great dialogue on them.
Your fire is going out on.
I know you got to put it out. You got to put it out. I got it. It's real estate. Yeah. So the question that we're talking about right now is we're talking about positioning ourselves as a person of influence. So we're saying when we're in that sales bucket, our intention and our goal is to position ourselves as a person of influence for all the leads that are in that bucket, right? Okay, so the question though is how do you do that? So Alasia, we've been talking about this word value. And what I'm saying is that as an industry, that's how we've been taught and trained. That what you do is you present your value. You show them how many listings you done sold. You show them all your market knowledge. You show them all your past clients and they test them. Like you show them. So what you're saying is pick me because I'm the best, right? So I'm saying, is there anything other than that we should probably be doing? And I'm asking, does that work? Like for those of us that have done that approach.
Yeah. I would say this. I never have said pick me because of my numbers or I'm number one in this, I'm number one in that.
Okay.
I always come from perspective of, hey, this is what we're teaching over here. So for example, hey, the foundation, these are the steps that you should be doing with your foundation before you build your house. Hey, this is how you order your lumber. So I come from perspective of educating.
Mm-hmm.
And if someone is looking for someone, if someone is in that marketing prospect is looking for someone, and they're looking to learn about this particular subject, then that's how I draw them in.
But again, you're drawing them in from a standpoint of look at all that I know about this.
Yeah.
So that's still value, right?
That's true.
That's still value, right? And that's how we've been trained.
Yeah.
I mean,
Do we feel like it? Do we feel like it works? Do we feel like that approach works? My 20 years of being in this business, and I was on the fence about it. Like, man, I know this is what they teaching us. But man, when I think about the execution of all this stuff, and I look at my business and my approach and all that other stuff, man, I'm not quite seeing it. So I was telling Margaret that this morning, that from reading that book, it validated what I had been cloudy about for a long time. Like, man, I know this is what everybody keep teaching and saying, man, but it's not connected. Is it me? So then I went through this period of, it got to be me then, because I'm not doing it right. I'm missing something. Like, I'm missing a step. Like, what is the problem? Like, should I be doing something else? Like, I completely wore it all. Yeah, I need to be doing something else, right? But here it is. And I know it's going to be hard for y'all to catch it, because it was hard for me to catch it. Here's the reality. These people are not looking for value. They're not. What they're looking for is trust. That's what they're looking for. They're not looking for value. They're looking for trust.
Yeah.
You could be the most knowledgeable, you can have the biggest numbers and all of that stuff, but if you look at me a certain way, or you say something to me that gets me to think that I shouldn't trust you,
Yeah.
I'm not picking you. And you could have none of that, but you walk in and it's just an instant connect.
Yeah.
I'm rocking with you.
Yeah. We have to run out.
Oh no, absolutely. Well, we thank y'all. Thank y'all so much.
Okay.
Thank y'all for being
You live from business cards?
Okay, good.
No,
Yeah, usually our sponsors.
Thank you.
Usually our sponsors,
Oh, wait.
they've been and left.
Yeah.
Look, I say usually the sponsors been and left. I was like, well, that must be something they do. You was learning. I was like, they get some of
this long.
yeah, I was like, they get some of their goodness.
It was great.
Yeah, I'm electing cards.
All right,
Definitely hit me up and we can talk.
all right. Thank you guys. Yeah, get y'all some swag.
Yes.
Get some State Farm swag. And then we have a real estate summit in October. So we're gonna be reaching out to you all about getting a vendor table and participating with that. Yeah, so good. We'll make it happen. All right, thank you guys. Thank y'all so much.
He's on the table.
Yeah.
So who do we call when we ready to?
Man, hit me up.
Yeah.
You know me.
Yeah, so look, that's marketing right there, and that's operation.
Operation.
All right. Okay. So the people are looking for trust. So the people that are in that second bucket, I talked about positioning yourself as a person of influence for those people that's in that bucket, because that's why they're gonna choose you. That's how you're gonna convert them, is when they see, hey, I trust Alasia.
Yeah.
So now when it's time to sign that paperwork, it ain't.
Yeah.
They signing it, right? So that means however long it takes while they're in that bucket, you should be saying, I got to get them to trust me. I got to get them to see that they can trust me.
About to ask a question.
Ask that question.
No, I know the answer.
You may not ask it though.
How do you get them to trust you?
Okay.
And I already know the answer to this. How long does it take
That's what they have to say.
for them to trust you, right?
Yeah. So we all landed on the fact that there is no time.
There's no time.
It takes however long it takes.
Yeah.
Now I do have an answer for the first one though. How do you do it? How do you get them to do it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's think about our parents.
Yes.
Let's think about our parents. Let's talk about our parents.
Yeah.
Right? Do we trust our parents?
I don't know you want to talk about mine, but let's talk about me as a parent.
For those of us that have parents that we can trust.
Yeah.
All right. When I think about my parent and the level of trust that I have for my parent, right? One of the biggest things that I can point to, that I felt like built that trust with my parent, was the fact that they showed up.
Bingo.
They showed up, right? So I feel like for the people that's in that second bucket, like when we think about okay, so now I'm gonna throw a technique, right? All right, so I got y'all to understand kind of the overall essence of it, but the essence, the technique doesn't work if you don't understand the essence. All right. So if the goal is we want to position ourselves as influence, and we do that by getting them to trust us. Well, now in our system of the ABC follow-up, where you're for B leads, which are people that are looking to buy or sell within 90 days, and C leads that are looking to buy or sell after 90 days, right? With C leads, we engage once a month, right? So that's whether they're looking to do something in 4 months or whether they're looking to do something in 4 years. If they have a desire and we've identified them as a C lead, that means every month, we're going to touch them, right? So now just think about what I just said about showing up. If you touch somebody once a month for the next 2 years, where do you think you're positioning yourself in their mind? Right? You ain't got to tell them nothing about how many houses you done sold. You ain't got to tell them nothing about how many classes you done took. All you done did was call them every month. Hey, how you doing? Just checking in. I'm still here, just seeing how things, if you got any questions.
It's a huge load off, especially for newer agents.
It's a huge load off.
To know
You just got to show up.
them to give you all the grace you need.
Yeah. So that means the moment, and look, I've been employing this stuff, right? I've literally called people and I'm like, hey, just checking in. And this is what they say. Hey, you know what? We're not ready. And I really appreciate you checking in. And best believe when we ready, you the one. That's what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Best believe. And guess what? And this is what I say to them. I'm going to hold you to it. I'm believing you. Yeah, I'm believing that you a man of your word. Right? But that's ultimately what we're looking to do in that bucket. Like you're just trying to position yourself. They trust you. And then there's a couple of ways that you can see this, especially when thinking about, well, let's say as a buyer, right? How do you know if somebody's made a commitment to use you, even without the paperwork? So we know the paperwork, right? If they sign the buyer's agreement, then they're committing that they're going to use you. But are there some other ways that people have made a commitment, but it doesn't include signing the paperwork? Like, what are there some other tendencies that maybe somebody could do, and that would signal like, oh, they bought in.
Asking for a preferred lender,
Okay.
Insurance company, inspection company, asking you questions about the area that they are looking to move to, and do you have any insight on it?
Okay, so I don't think so. Now look, let me ask you this question. Okay. Have you ever been evaluating two things and you called them? Mm-hmm. Now you're evaluating them. You haven't made no commitments to either one of them, but you called them and asked them questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, but people do it all the time, right? People will call you and ask you stuff, but they ain't picked you. They just trying to get education. So that really isn't. But see, for us, we have though, Dre. Yeah. And historically, we have seen that as, oh, that's a signal that they rocking with me. That ain't a signal that they rocking with you. That ain't. All right. So what else? What other than signing the paperwork?
So we ask them straight up?
Well, yeah, in that full fee agent, that what it say do. I don't think Mark got there yet. We call it in that book. Yeah, in that book, they say either you the favorite or the fool. Either you the favorite or the fool. When it comes to a client, most clients already have a favorite in mind. Most of the time, they're talking to other agents because for them, as the customer, they don't want to feel like they made a rash decision. They don't want to make a bad decision. They want to feel like they were thorough before they just went with the person that they know that they're gonna pick. So a lot of it is just a process. It's just a song or dance that they calling you and asking you questions. You the fool, right?
That means I've been plenty of that.
You've been, and me too, Dre. It ain't just you, Dre. We done had a lot of. He is out. Sometimes, yeah, and I bet you can think of some people that it wasn't nothing you could have did for them not to pick you. They was gonna pick you. Right? It's been some instances probably that you were the favorite and they were telling you who the fool was.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Like we've been there.
My wife was one of them.
Right. Well, they were telling you. Like they were telling you about the other agent that, oh yeah, this agent came by and put a magnet on my refrigerator and asked me this and that. But they wanted to have a meeting with me and came to like they telling you who the fool is.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But then they coming to you.
Coming to me.
Yeah, so we've all been in that role one of the premise of the book is that once you so if you accept that concept, then once you realize you're the fool, walk away. Don't waste time with it no more. Like, don't try to convince them. Don't try to change their mind. They're not changing their mind. They're gonna pick that person. So now, go find somebody else that you can be a favor for, right? Okay,
What book is this?
The Full Fee Agent by Steve Voss and Chris Schultz.
Yeah, everybody should read it. I told everybody to read it. Chris Voss, Steve Schultz. Yeah, I told everybody should read it. Like, y'all need to read that book. Like, it'll completely change your approach and eliminate a lot of stress in your life as a real estate agent. It will get you to be more effective. So, okay, so before I spill the beans, are there any other things that maybe a person could present to us as a show of commitment? Like, hey, they're picking us outside of signing paperwork. What do you think?
Like inquiring about a home or like wanting to, yeah.
It's
Like,
hard, man.
I feel like I've experienced when people just start sending me stuff. And
Sending
I'm
you
like,
what?
Like home.
Sending you home.
Yeah, they start sending them to me, and I'm like, oh, well, I didn't know okay. Like
Sending. Think about that. But think about that, right? If I'm a customer and I send you a house and I say, what do you think about this house?
Yeah.
What am I saying?
Let's go look at it.
No, I'm not saying that. What am I saying about?
I trust
I trust you.
Me.
I trust you.
Yeah.
Right? I bet a lot of us didn't think about that. If you can get people, hey, send me the properties that you're interested in. If they don't trust you, they're not sending you nothing, right? But if they trust you, they're gonna send you the properties. That's a way for you to determine if somebody rocking with you or not, right? It ain't the information, right? Because guess what? They can go to Google and get information. They can go to Instagram and get information. Information is everywhere. So you being a resource as it relates to knowledge, that ain't it, right? What they care about is your advice. What do you think I should do? When you hear that, what do you think I should do? Now you turn it into a trusted advisor. Trust is what we're looking for. So ultimately, for you to get them from the second bucket to the third bucket, you want to have some signed paperwork. But there's ways to know how you looking prior to it. Get them to send you paperwork, right? Maybe, okay, think about with a seller. What's a way or some signals that you can see from a seller to see that they trust you?
I've been thinking about this all wrong then. I'll just say send some comps. That's what comes.
They will call me back and say, hey, this house sold for this much. You think mine can sell from somewhere around there too?
No, I don't think that's it either. Because they ask that from everybody. Sellers expect realtors to come bring them that information.
Come look at my home.
No.
I feel like maybe if they ask you for a buy.
No.
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 So
this is okay. So
or maybe they just talk about their hardship or why they want to sell.
No.
Okay.
I don't think any of that. So this is here's an experience, right? Mm-hmm. They came and brought me the keys. I ain't signed no paperwork. I ain't seen it. I ain't signed no listing agreement, nothing.
Yeah.
Them boys like, you want to pick the keys up?
Right. They trying to wipe their hands clean up.
It's like, okay.
That's a
That's a straight shooter.
Yeah, that's a real sign.
Right. Right? See, like, I don't
get confused.
You can't get confused.
Yeah.
But understand that's why we press, I know at Brooks and Davis, why we press the paperwork, right? Because it really isn't many signs that you can recognize that a person trusts you. If they sign paperwork, they trust you, right? When we're thinking about the buyer side, there's one. If they send you properties, they trust you. They trust you, right? The buyers?
Yeah.
Well, absolutely, they're more easy to read. Yeah, absolutely. The buyers are, yeah. But thinking about it, who is typically more savvy? Somebody that's buying something or somebody that's selling something?
It depends. 'Cause look, I'm a selling agent. I gotta stand up right now. It depends, right? Because a lot of my sellers are investors,
Right.
right? So they know the numbers, they know what's going on in the market, and we collaborate on what we should do, right?
Right.
Now, my buyers, typical buyers, are first time home buyers. Well, no, my buyers are investors too.
Right.
Special
Yeah, you got
I have
special
special-
circumstances.
Yeah,
I mean, you're just dealing with savvy people all.
And I'm dealing with this, yes, the same group of people over and over,
Yeah.
different nationalities and backgrounds,
Yeah.
but same.
Yeah. So when we think about on the retail side of things, and
Retail,
you're
yes.
thinking about a retail buyer versus a retail seller,
Yes.
who's gonna be more savvier? More likely it's gonna be the seller's gonna be more savvier.
They've done it.
They've done it before and now they got something to
Yes.
sell. So they're gonna be typically more savvier, right? So that means from a trust standpoint, it is gonna be more challenging to get them to trust you, right? Especially a retail seller that this their second house they done sold. If they didn't sold a house already before, oh, baby, they know everything.
And if they sold it during the pandemic, they are
They the truth. They the experts, right?
Yeah.
So think about it, Elijah. So with a person like that thinks they know everything, your knowledge ain't never gonna be valuable to them.
Yeah.
Even if you do know more, but your knowledge, and then if you try to go, if you try to get into a pissing match with them to say, oh, but you sold 2 houses, I done sold up 200 houses. Then what they gonna do? Piss them off.
Yeah.
And then you lose the deal.
Yeah, they're gonna bounce. So it ain't even no point in trying to prove it. So that means with an individual like that, you just got to say, hey, look, I want to help you. If you want me to help you, I'll help you. But if you don't want me to help you, then that's cool. Like, what do you want this relationship to look like?
Yeah.
It ain't about value, right? What do you want this relationship to look like? Like, I want to help you sell this house. I want to help you sell this property. I have buyers that I'm working with and I want to help them buy properties. There may be an opportunity here where I can put something together and help both of y'all, right? What do you feel? What do you think that looks like? What do you feel like that looks like in your life? Oh, you need to think about it. How soon you want to do it? Oh, you want to do it in the summertime? That's 6 months away. All right, awesome. I'm gonna reach out to you in a month. Right? Oh, you want to do this in a couple of months? All right, not a problem. Hey, take some time thinking through it. I'm gonna check in with you in a couple of weeks. Right? So now do that. Now, guess what? The whole time that you're nurturing this person in this second bucket, they doing stuff. They talking to agents. They talking to friends and family. They trying to wrap their mind around what direction that they really want to go with. They got all this stuff going on. You just got to, you keep showing up, and you keep showing up with the intent that I'm just looking to build trust, that I'm going to take care of you and I'm going to do what I said, period. I effectively did that with a client that I'm working with right now. And it's been eating me up on the inside that I ain't called them and checked in with them. Because what they say is with your customers, you need to call them every week. Because if you don't call them every week, then they don't think you're not doing anything. And then when it's time to make a price drop or do this or do that, there's going to be a problem. Well, I'm just busy. I'm busy all over, you know what I'm saying? So then when I did try to check in with them, they was out of the country. And I was like, all right, well, hit me when you get back. I called, they didn't answer. So it's been about 3 weeks. I ain't gave no update. The house ain't moving. We ain't got no contracts. We ain't got none of that going on. So I'm like, man, dude gonna be tripping. I called him. And as soon as he answered the phone and the way he responded to me, I was like, oh, he trusts me. Right? He trusts me. So at that point, all I had to do was just kind of let him know, hey, man, this was going on. People saying that the neighborhood not good. I've been working with this lady, try to do this, and that. I'm still working on it. He asked me a couple of questions. And then that was the end of it. Like, it wasn't, like, it was as if there was no thought in his mind that I wasn't doing nothing with this property. That even though he hadn't heard from me or I hadn't sent him nothing, he knew I'm trying to sell it. Like, he didn't need me to call him every week. He trusted it, right? So what I found is, man, trust just makes life so much easier for us. If we were just working with people that trusted us, if those are the only people that, imagine what it would feel like if all you worked with was people that trusted you. Come on. So that's what we want to build. That's what we want to build in this second bucket. We want to build trust.
Yeah.
And what we want to, the people that we want to take from this second bucket to this third bucket are the people that trust us. Them the people we want to take. And if they don't trust us, leave them there.
Facts.
Mr. President,
Yes, sir.
I would like to share. I would like to be vulnerable.
Of course, please do.
Talking about the trust and taking people who you trust you and you trust them with you to the next level.
Yes, sir.
Our new construction that we're building in Fifth Ward, not the tiny homes, but the some other properties in Fifth Ward. They stole the HVAC,
Oh,
the units, right?
yeah,
So first we had to drop the price,
yeah,
right? And I'm having a conversation with my other partner, right?
yeah.
We had to drop the price, and then they stole the condenser, the units, and so we had to spend more money on that.
Yeah,
And so he's getting fed up, right? Because number one, we didn't sell for the price we thought it was going to be.
correct.
People are stealing, which is
Yeah.
taking away from the profit. And then he made a bold statement that, Andre, maybe you have something to do with this.
Oh, so now the trust is gone. Yeah. Wow.
So when he texted that, I said, really? He said, yes. I said, okay. I didn't argue back with him.
Right.
I didn't get out of character and say, do you know who I am?
Right.
Like, I didn't do any of that. I just said, okay. Right? Because now I know I don't want to work with him anymore. Because
That
as soon
is.
as you questioning me, he's
Yeah.
running down the street catching crackheads and stuff, keeping them from stealing.
Right.
And you questioning me on I have something to do, dude. I'm like, I'm invested in
Right.
this.
My money in this too, bro.
But for him to make that statement,
Yeah.
lets me know that he really don't trust me. He don't know who I am,
Right.
and he don't value.
That's true.
Yeah.
And so I mentally say after this deal, I'm not
done.
going to work with him.
Yeah.
Because you can't convince somebody like
Ain't
that.
convincing.
Okay. And ain't no and we ain't gonna spend no energy doing it.
Yeah, and another thing, when things don't go according to plan, and all hell is breaking loose, what do you get from working with a different partner? Like what do you get?
Mm.
Right? This has been one of the challenging markets for our townhomes, and I have seen him change
Yeah.
how he treat me.
Wow.
Went from the highest respect, the market starts shifting, pivoting to totally disrespect.
Squeezing. So when life squeezes you, what's in you really
Who
comes.
you get?
Yeah.
So squeezing also prevails the character of a person as well. And going through this season, I'm learning who I trust and who trusts me. So therefore, when things continue to bounce back, we're not doing business.
Yeah.
The trust is gone.
And you know, man, it's like what we're talking about right now. Like, I've been battling this for years. Like, I've been battling this mindset shift for years because I know what we're being taught. Like, I know how the industry's teaching us to be successful. And I mean, I came up with so many reasons. I was like, well, maybe it's because I'm a man and it don't, or maybe it's because I'm black, or maybe it's because I'm in this market. Like, I came up with all these reasons on why the formula wasn't working, right? When in reality, the formula don't work. It just don't. Like, that's not the formula, right? So since that's not the formula, we just need to be looking for people, and we need to be building trust in people. Like, that's it. Like, and so if you don't trust me, if you don't trust me, and some of it may be on me, like maybe the skill in our business needs to be around how we can get better at showing people that they can trust us. Maybe that part is on us, right? But the reality is that a lot of us, we spend so much time trying to get better at these other elements that we're not spending time on getting better at that, and still wondering where the disconnect is. Like, we're doing what they're training us to do, but it's still not working. And I'm saying for years I battled with this, and now I understand it. Like, I truly get it now. We're working too hard. We're overthinking this. Like, we're making this thing harder than it needs to be. At the end of the day, if I'm about to make one of the biggest decisions that I've ever made in my life, if I'm about to make one of the biggest financial decisions that I've ever made in my life, at the end of the day, I just want somebody that I can trust with me in this process. That's it. I want to know that as my professional, you care about me winning. You care about this turning out well for me, that I can trust you, that I can depend on you. Like, that's all people care about, right? And them the people that I want to work with. If a person cares about anything other than that, I don't want to work with that person. Right? Because it's gonna be too hard to maintain that relationship.
It's forced.
Yeah, it's a forced relationship. Like I'm not looking for that.
Yeah.
Right? I'm looking for somebody that I can take the years. This is my craft, and now I can take my craft to add value, Lasia, to add value to your life. That's all I'm looking to do. Now I know I can add value to your life.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't need you to know that I can. I already know I can. Right. I just need you to trust me.
Trust that I can.
Yeah. I
After
don't.
that, I feel like as agents, maybe we need to be more in the mindset of like not wavering on our value,
Right.
because that translates to people trusting us. Not that we need
Yeah,
to
that's
show
right.
our value to
Right.
prospective clients. Me just knowing it in the way that I move, the way I
Right.
handle myself, the way I'm nurturing you, you're gonna feel it to where now you trust me to come back.
Right.
That makes sense.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because now I'm doing business with people who want to do business with me, and I don't have to worry about all the extra like.
Yeah.
We're not in the business of convincing. Yeah,
Convincing, yes,
I don't
yeah.
like that energy.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
Because now I gotta constantly think about, or you think about another agent.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
Are you about to fire me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you about to fire me?
Share
You talking to somebody else?
Yeah. So now you can't be transparent and say, hey, we dropped the ball here, but this is how we resolve it.
Yeah.
You're scared of dropping the ball now,
Yeah,
right?
period.
You think they're about to
blame you and all this stuff.
And then you can't be free to problem solve.
Right.
And that's, but you know what? Say that again, because that's big. Say it again.
Free to problem solve.
You can't be free to problem solve.
Problem still.
You know, one of the things,
That's our business.
one of the things Dre just said, man, we're in a challenging market. What's needed in this market is free thinkers that can solve the issues that people are having when it comes to the market that we're in. Not hide it. There's a lot of agents that are trying to hide the stuff.
Yeah.
No. Tell them, hey man, in market jack, bro. Like it is what it is. So, but these are some of the things that we're thinking through to try to navigate this. Now, if it ain't good enough for you, bro, you don't want to do business with me, goodbye.
Yeah.
But I'm going to help some people through this. Like I'm going to help navigate. We're going to come out on the other side, and people are going to be very grateful for the work that I've done for them. And I want to work with those are the people that I want to work for.
Yeah.
I don't want to work for people where I got to prove to you
Yeah.
that I got your best interest here. Right. So that's what we're doing in this second bucket. Right. That's and I'm saying brokerage wide, even with the Brooks and Davis signature, just across the board, we all need to do better in that bucket. We're not converting enough people, right? And I think the reason we're not converting enough people is because we've been approaching it the wrong way with our leads, right? All we're trying to do is position ourselves as a person of influence. And the way that we do that is we get them to trust us. So however long it takes, however we engage with them, we want to make sure that we show up on a consistent basis with them. And we show up and we care. As long as our motives are pure about the situation, we truly want to help. We ain't trying to take advantage of them. We want to provide value to them. As long as we show up like that with our authentic selves on a consistent basis, I think trust is inevitable with people. That's what I think. It's inevitable. So just keep showing up. If they're a B lead, call them twice a week, like clockworks, the 1st and the 15th, huh, Evan?
Exactly like that.
If they're a C lead, call them once a month, the week of the 8th, and just keep doing it. And just keep trying to get as many people in that bucket that you can do that for. And boom. And here we are. Was this good?
Yeah. And the bucket gonna be overflowing like the paint on
The
the
bucket
side.
over here, you want it to overflow.
You like
Now,
that?
let me tell you, the bucket we want to overflow, that bucket number 4.
Yeah.
We want that one to overflow. All right. Any questions from my people online? Was this good? Unmute yourself and talk to me. Oh, I got
enjoyed this.
Kevin and Dion. What'd you say, Kevin?
I said I enjoyed this. This is like the 4th time I'm hearing this information, but it was a different aspect of it, so that's kind of cool.
Hey, look, you're gonna hear about 100 more times, Kevin.
Yeah, I need to get it. So
hey, look, this the Brooks and Davis gospel right here, man. So, but good. Keep hearing it. Let's see, Dion text. What she text? Okay, well, that's all I have, man. I got to get on this road. Again, I'm gonna encourage you, pick up the full fee agent if you haven't. Like I know Brooks and Davis signature. We're doing a book study on it. I think that's a great place to start as far as with a mindset shift on how you approach this business, make your life easier. And then I really want to encourage you to participate in the upcoming town hall meeting that's going to be on August 6th. So save the date. It is going to be in person and virtual. And it's going to be super energized, man. Like we're putting a lot of thought into how we're reframing and revisioning it to really get y'all on fire to close the year out. Right? That's what it's all about for our town hall meeting. All right. With that being said, man, thank y'all for showing up. And I'll see you next week, man. I'm finna get on this road. Y'all have a good one. Yeah.
Thanks, Mike.
Absolutely, Laverne. Thank you.